If you're a building owner or developer, do you ever feel like your building's carbon footprint is just a big question mark? Well, you're in exactly the right place. In the next few minutes, we're going to pull back the curtain on real-time carbon monitoring and give you a simple, step-by-step guide to get it set up.
And this quote, it really says it all, doesn't it? The game has completely changed, and it's happened fast. This isn't some nice-to-have for a glossy ESG report anymore. We're talking about your lenders, your investors, even your tenants. They're all asking for this data. It's not optional now.
So let's talk about this new carbon mandate. What's really driving it? Let's dig into why tracking this stuff has suddenly become a commercial necessity and what it actually means for your bottom line.
You're looking at a perfect storm of factors here. You've got these huge global standards like GRASP, which, by the way, over 2,000 real estate firms are using, and reporting frameworks like GRI. Then that gets layered with major national goals, like the UAE's net zero by 2050 commitment. And what does that lead to? You guessed it, local rules like Al Safat and Estidima. The pressure is coming from all sides.
So, why the intense focus on buildings? Well, this number right here tells the whole story. 35%. That's the share of global carbon emissions that comes from the real estate sector. It's a massive slice of the pie, and it's exactly why our industry is front and center on every ESG agenda. It's also where we can make the biggest difference. So let's get specific. Who's knocking on your door for this data? Pretty much everyone who matters to your business. You've got GRESB, the global standard, you've got investors who need it for their due diligence, and your biggest international tenants. They need your numbers to hit their own ESG goals. And of course, local regulators like DEWA. This is just the cost of doing business now. Okay, now that we know why this is so critical, let's get into the what. Before you can track anything, you gotta speak the language. And that means understanding the 3 scopes of carbon accounting. Let's break them down. It's simpler than it sounds. First up is Scope 1. Just think of it as the emissions you create directly, right there on your property. For most buildings here in the UAE, this boils down to 2 main things: the diesel you burn in your backup generators and any refrigerant that might leak from your HVAC systems. That's pretty much it.
Next, we have Scope 2. And for most of us, this is the big one. This is the carbon footprint of the electricity you buy from the grid. Every time you flip a switch, DEWA's generating that power, and Scope 2 is your building slice of the emissions that come with it.
And here it is. This is the magic number that makes it all work. 0.45. For every single kilowatt hour of electricity your building uses, you're responsible for about 0.45 kilograms of CO2 equivalent. This little number is the key that turns your utility bill into a carbon report.
And finally, there's Scope 3. This is basically the everything else bucket. We're talking about emissions from your tenants' activities, your supply chain, even the concrete and steel used to construct your building. It's a huge and complex category, which is why for real-time monitoring, we're going to focus on Scopes 1 and 2. That's where you can get the quickest wins.
All right, enough theory. Let's get our hands dirty. How do you actually set this whole thing up? It's a surprisingly straightforward 4-step process that takes you from the meters in your electrical room all the way to a live dashboard on your screen.
And here's the entire game plan in a nutshell. First, you capture the data from your meters. Second, you apply those key emission factors, our magic numbers. Third, a calculation engine does the math. And fourth, you visualize it all on a dashboard. Capture, apply, calculate, visualize. That's the flow. So, step 1, getting the data. Now, if you have a modern building management system, a BMS, you're probably halfway there. If not, it's often as simple as having an electrician install a smart, cloud-connected meter from a company like Schneider or Siemens. These little gadgets just stream your energy usage data straight to the cloud in real time. Step 2, let the system do the math. This is where the software takes that raw kilowatt-hour data and multiplies it by our magic number, 0.45. And for diesel use, it's about 2.68 kilograms of CO2 for every liter you burn. These aren't just guesses, they're official figures from sources like DEWA and the IEA, so you know your calculations are solid.
Okay, so what kind of tools do you actually need to make all this happen? The good news is there are great options out there for every budget and every portfolio size, whether you've got 1 building or 100. Let's take a quick look.
You can really break it down into 3 tiers. You can absolutely start for free, just using a spreadsheet and downloading your data from the DEWA portal. Or, for a few $100s a month, you can get a mid-range tool like Wattix that automates the whole thing.
And for the really large portfolios, enterprise solutions like Measurable are built to handle that scale and can save you a ton of manual work. There's a fit for everyone. So, you've got the data flowing, you've picked your tool. What does the end result look like? Let's talk about that final, crucial piece of the puzzle, your carbon dashboard. What do you actually need to see to make this useful?
You know, a great dashboard is a simple dashboard. It should just give you the answers you need at a glance. You really only need these 4 essential views: your total carbon output, a breakdown of where it's coming from, a trend line to see if you're improving, and a comparison of your actuals versus your targets. That's it.
And if you take away only one thing from this, let it be this. This is not just a reporting exercise to tick a box. This is a powerful management tool. When you can see your emissions in real time, you can spot issues, you can find savings, and you can fix problems before they show up on your utility bill. This is about active management.
So there you have it. That's the roadmap to real-time carbon monitoring. The technology is affordable, the process is simple, and the benefits for your business are crystal clear. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Once you flip the switch and you can see this data for your own building, where are you going to look for that first big win?